Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII on the Mysterious JG. We're in a different place from what you might remember. Um, because, I'll tell you, I did a little off-screening. I got annoyed by the fact that we had missed a quest. There's not that many quests that will give you an actual outfit, i.e., like dress sphere, like job class. But eventually, at the end of that big, it's fairly big and involved quest. Once I read about it, but the quest that those weird dudes who claim to control your destiny or whatever, their quest, we'll get like an actual job out of it. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it did seem like one that I wanted to try to do. So I loaded, had to go back to an earlier save, and well, now what I've done in the meantime is I'm trying to get back to where I was, but things have gone a little different. So I started off screening with the idea that I was going to grind against a specific enemy. Not that. Is it considered? I guess it's considered large scale. These guys here drop, as I read, and I think this... Yeah, they drop Metagard. It's like their rare drop, I guess. Because I haven't been able to get them to drop it. So I did this whole off-screening thing to get another Metagard, and it didn't happen. Reading online, apparently the... these guys, I guess, are supposed to still appear in Uznan, but Uznan, but only at Uznan, because clear is, but only in the palace. I couldn't get them to appear. I guess there's a specific room I wasn't in. I don't know. I couldn't get them to show up. So I did a bunch of off-screening, and ultimately, well, I was trying to find places where these guys would, the big Gurgan snatch, whatever the heck enemies would spawn. And, you know, at one point I got, like, they were the rarest spawn wandering around the giant sandbox, but at one point I got two of them to spawn in a row at a specific place, and I was like, oh, cool, I finally figured it out. I ran back and forth there, couldn't never get them to spawn again after getting two to spawn in a row. I got them to drop, like, poison, and I started getting poison drops from other things. I don't know, I just couldn't get it to work. And I got bored, and I came to the dry floodlands, and they don't seem to spawn here, but I found other things here instead.
People living here in the desert are bandits in search of treasure. After all,
I found an item here called Bhakti's Oil. Bhakti, you might remember, is a little robot guy who was in Final Fantasy XIII. Didn't really do anything, but you could go on a quest to rebuild Bhakti, which is some kind of like little cutesy, tiny little R2-D2 robot that was in Erba, which was the town that Vanille and Fang were from. Yeah, whatever. But I also came here and found this. The Pilgrim's Crux reacts to the door. Use the Pilgrim's Crux. This is the thing, like randomly wandering around in the desert, I'll occasionally find a glowing thing and interact with it, and I acquire a Pilgrim's Crux. So, yeah, we'll use it. And this is just an underground area that I went into. I've gone into these before. Usually you can't get very far before you hit a point where you have to turn around. But this one seemed to have more going on.
Hope, can you tell me anything about this?
Let me see. Well, I can tell you with certainty that it's old. That's obvious enough.
It's all floaty and glowy. How do you know it's old?
Its purpose is a complete mystery. It doesn't appear to operate independently. It must need other parts in order to work.
But it does just float around. So we got a tablet. And suddenly there's shakiness going on. And now you'll see. Skeletons. Great! It's great that we're fighting skeletons, I guess.
Keep the enemy on its toes.
So you can double stagger these guys, which is nice,
Can be forgiven.
because fighting two of them at once isn't that much fun. Ah! Perfect guard. And I guess I might as well tell you, I did fight some of these guys off screen,
Time for action.
but they start showing up in massive numbers here. And in fact, to stagger them once, they're weak against... they're not weak against wind in that they take extra damage from it, but if you read the descriptions, wind staggers them more effectively. And you can get a second stagger, again, with wind. So the way that you stagger them is... the way that you stagger them doesn't change from first stagger to second stagger. But it's pretty important to stagger them, because they really are aggressive. It takes forever to kill them, because they're constantly attacking, which, unless you're willing to just like deal with the damage, you need to be staggering them as much as you can.
Not much fight in that one.
I thought there was a decent amount of fight in that one. But anyway. It's like, JG, you seem to already know what these fights are about. Well, kind of. Sometimes they're not really there at all. And they just drop little unappraised items. And then they just jump out of nowhere and attack you. And what I'm actually going to do is go back to the title screen, because I found myself in this situation and saved before I got in. And then what I realized, honestly, in my off-screening, the biggest frustration I had is that when I encountered those guys that are supposed to be able to drop Metagard but weren't doing it, they gave me like 2 EP per battle. So I got plenty of EP from them. But they're a rare spawn. And the enemies that were in the areas where they occasionally spawn gave me little rinky-dink amounts of EP. So the problem I was having was I was trying to maintain that chronostasis effect where time is frozen. And in order to do that, you really need to get 1 EP's worth of EP from the enemies you defeat before it wears off, so that you're maintaining or slowly increasing your EP while time is frozen. And that's really hit or miss while trying to hunt those guys. So one thing I did then with off-screening is I got here. Those skeleton guys, they were giving me enough EP that I've actually got fully charged on EP. So that's cool. And as you'll see, I got some neat stuff. We picked up Slow. That is a rare drop. Like, I fought dozens of those skeletons, but I only got Slow to drop once. Wait, is that even true? That might not be true. I think I got 1 gold Slow, but eventually I got... Nope, that was the only Slow that ever... Nope. There's regular Slow. So I've got particularly saboteur abilities. I've got Curse now. I've got more than I can equip if I want to have regular old offense. So Dispel takes away enemy status enhancements. There's specific enemies against whom this would be useful, but it's not something to keep around when you don't know you're fighting them. I got Poison. I got Slow. I got Imperil, which I was using for a while until I got Slow. Imperil decreases elemental resistance, but doesn't seem as useful overall. It's just flat out deprotect and deshell. We got defaith level 2, but that actually came from a treasure chest. So yeah, we got some interesting stuff out of here. I fought some Cactuar, but if you've ever seen any Final Fantasy game, you've seen them before, and there's nothing super exciting about them in this game. Yeah, I got something called Fatal Sweep while fighting robots in Yuznan Palace, trying to get medical guard Flan guys to show up. But all in all, I got money and I got stuff. Everything that happened that you've seen off screen has happened, except there were specific. There's a store we ran into in Yuznan that was selling stuff like outfits and drained all my money. It's not that I didn't intend to, but when I loaded, I haven't found that place. Like wherever it was, I ran right past it. So I've got more money because I haven't actually found that. But with status ailment boosting stuff and poison and deshell and deprotect, feeling pretty good about things. Because this is deprotect and deshell too, because they're built into the suit. I might want to go and buy a better version of this shield because I know where it's sold. But yeah, we've got more money now. Although money doesn't. Fighting regular monsters for money is very slow work. You don't really get a lot of money for fighting these monsters. So all in all, the off-screening was kind of really, I would say it was successful in the sense that I picked up some neat new debuff spells to use against enemies. But the main reason I set out to do it is to get Metagard, and that never happened. Also, inventory-wise, recovery item-wise, I did use what is the name of this quest? Why don't you bite me? This quest is oh, and I turned in some Canvas of Prayer quests. They don't have dialogue. I don't even know that I hit a point where I was no longer even reading them. So our stats have gone up a little bit, but Flower in the sands, for my child, for my brothers. One of these is rebuilding. Trapped, revenge is sweet. Oh, that's not Canvas of Prayers. It's a side quest I'm looking for. Testing Proposition. The Nectar Mark II. So I did use Nectar Mark II. It healed us of poison, gave us a small amount of hit points, but applied the slow status. So one of the things I need to do is actually get on... I'll get Nectar Volume 3. Let's go ahead and just do that, actually. First of all, I need to slow down time. Then, let's go to Yuznan and get Nectar Volume 3. Why not? Snow is never the type to think things through. What a jerk. Because of the outfits we picked up that burned through all of our money, the only one that was really interesting to me was one that I was like, oh, you can switch to this one because it does more damage to an enemy who's been staggered. But I think I'd have to... I wouldn't want to get rid of my... I
hope you can make everyone's wish.
I wouldn't want to get rid of my current Saboteur outfit, so I'd have to get rid of either Final Fantasy 13 or Final Fantasy 13-2 outfit to do it, which is a shame. Unfired Firework. We will accept this quest. One of our unfired fireworks is missing. Someone find it. Sure. Was that Pyrotechnician Zod. All hail Zod, I guess. Jade hair comb and a bronze pocket watch. Whatever. Rebuilding. Okay, never mind. I've got all these.
If you get bored of the ever so glamorous life in the city,
None that we can get done at the moment.
So are you the one they call Lightning? Hey, if
They
you're
call
gonna
her the
take on
Metro.
slaughterhouse,
Okay.
Welcome to the only shop you'll ever need.
We don't sell food or anything, but oh god. All right, let's. We'll buy these. I might overspend here, but oh, I should have bought the cheap ones first. But do want to eventually get that quest that we, for buying a million stupid accessories.
Meow, meow. Choco chow.
I didn't even offer you
I'm so
fireworks.
sorry. I knew I forgot to tell you something. I'm afraid the policy is one gift per person.
Ugh. I knew I shouldn't have said it.
No, you shouldn't have. There was something to examine. I'm assuming it was just a sign. Courier. Sorry. Trying to be efficient, but traveling back and forth between these locations when you're obsessed with finishing timely is troubling.
Fireworks are just like this town. This is the glittering city, and we burn bright. Though we may not last long.
Sure. Okay, well, cut this way and
I came here to sightsee.
got a silvered medal. That's nice.
Come in and transform yourself into a brand new you.
I'm glad they showed the little stutter. I'm not sure why though. Can I sell the silvered medal? We have unappraised items. I don't know how I get those appraised, but I probably want to do that rather than sell them. Okay, so we are going to sort by category. Some of this that's already been done I'm having to redo, because if it got done off screen, or if it got done on screen and then I didn't do it again when I came here. So we now got 2 perfect light blasts. I guess I won't bother with those. So now we've got a gold fire that's all fired up. What you want are just a handful, like, you probably never need more. You never need more than 3, because the most you're ever going to need is enough to have 1 slot on all 3 of your outfits have it, but the gold fully leveled up ones are going to be the best. So theoretically, if I get this blizzard up to level up even higher, I can just start selling any blizzards I get from now on, but I don't know. Eventually we'll unlock the ability to level things up to level 2, and I don't know if we need the level 1 ones for that, or how it works. Then you got all these ones that already start fully leveled, like, there's not a whole lot I can do with any of these. I guess I gotta start selling dispels at some point. I don't know.
See you. Come in and transform.
Okay, I messed up here. I didn't mean to come back in.
We've got the finest stock in.
Now, I could buy... Oh, you're not actually selling gear. You're just selling... Need the forge.
see something?
Want something destroyed. So, for example, it's spent all my money on a sword. That this is like plus 280, plus 280, plus 5. This would be plus 480, plus 480, plus 5. So it's probably not worth it. I've got one shield like this. I could level it up. Or I could really level it up. That would take half of my money, though. Because this thing is... It's the same shield, but there's different versions of it. And this is the shield one of my outfits is using. Let's get this version. I'm not going to spend half my money. I'll get this version, though.
Oh,
Ooh. 'Cause now if we come in here... can change the double cross into the infidel, and it'll just be a bit better at everything. Because it's the same one. Femme Fatale. I'm getting Death Heralds to drop for free. But what is the deal with Femme Fatale? Status, ailment, duration, and damage. So we don't want to replace it. Unless we could find a better version of the same thing. Since I've got it on the...
Something good will happen if you meow at a chocobo group. Really?
Uh-huh. Okay, so... Wait a second. Am I sure you're not the one who was selling outfits? No?
Oh,
No, time is moving again.
Meow, meow. Ugh, never mind.
Choco Chone?
Choco Chone, what the hell? What do you mean Choco Chone? What madness is Choco Chone? Oh, I didn't talk to that guy with the quest about
So,
fighting the robot of his own creation.
did it have any effect?
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
slow.
It really did.
It sucked.
Ah, that
And she
is
just gets
wonderful news.
checked in the back from
The
behind to
effects
some
wore
chick.
off too quickly. It has to last longer to be really useful.
I thought it
A
put me with
simple
slow. Maybe it did
matter.
something
For the
else.
purposes of the experiment,
Positive, but I didn't even
I
notice.
deliberately reduced the potency in case of side effects, you see. It will be the work of mere seconds to mix a more concentrated and potent version.
Which I then have to test, right?
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. This latest iteration
But that was mere
I
seconds, just
have
like you said.
named Miracle Nectar.
By the way, do you
Drink
sell,
it to soothe your
or do you
soul
buy
and restore
Chaos Seeds?
your
Because you got that
psyche,
hat.
Meaning it will free
guess
you
it's the
from
wrong color.
curses, leaving you mentally prepared to face any foe.
This guy behind me, like, really wants to buy stuff.
The first version was supposed to do, but it didn't do a thing.
So can I show up if you're done?
You are a layperson and need things spelled out.
Hmm.
On that occasion, I was referring to the goal of my research. Now I am presenting the results.
She's a little full of herself, isn't she?
Anyway, do try it.
Anyways. Miracle Nectar. During the battle, drink the nectar when plagued with 3 or more status ailments. The potion will remove any and all curses. Report your findings to me. Well. I don't see where this place was that I bought those, well, whatever. That stuff I spent all my money on, I seem to have misplaced it, so I guess that means we don't get to spend our money on it right now. Instead, we will go back to Dead Dunes. And we'll do what I was supposed to be doing, which was continuing the main story. The night belongs to the monsters. Once the sun sets, the chaos roils and monsters spill forth, menace mankind, and blah blah blah.
wandering the desert in the middle of the day is suicide, if you ask me. If the sun doesn't kill you, the monsters will.
It's the middle of the
Days are
night.
sleeping around here.
I guess that's why you're awake. Oh, that makes sense.
Miss Mighty Savior, what can I do for you on this fine day?
It's night. Alright, but anyway, a bunch of these just collect a bunch of crap that you get by killing monsters. Quests are ready for turning in because I've been killing a bunch of monsters. Biologically speaking, very little is known about the biology of the desert Sahagins. You got 58 dried scales. They were a very common enemy. Strange creatures that swim among the dunes. Are they cousins of the water-dwelling Sahagins, or are they a breed apart, adapted for life in the sands? Cannot start to answer these questions until I perform analysis of the creature's body. To do that, I need samples. Even just a scale or two would suffice. Well, I got a lot more than that, but I'll give you 3. And I will be powered up with stuff for my child. I was told on good authority that you can get cactuar dolls from cactuars. This is true. They don't drop a ton of them, but they do. So I naturally thought the desert would be littered with the things. What are you going to do? You're going to get one from me. Cactuars are a rare spawn as well. And if I don't know that haste is a spell in this game, but if it is, it's a very rare drop that I wasn't getting. We got a cactuar figurine. Isn't that what? Well, we got a cactuar doll, so a figurine is different. And maximum hit points and magic. Banned goods. I'm putting together another booze ingredients for shipping back to Usenon. I need a goblet hairballs, as many as you can give me. Of course, you gotta kill the goblets first to get the hairballs. Then won't be a problem for seasoned bounty hunter, right? I'll make it worth your while. And these guys appear in large groups, so I was getting a lot of their stuff. Gil. Libro's Rainbow Tattoo, Travel Tattoo. Climbing the Ranks, Part 1. As a bandit, you gotta prove your mettle if you want to move up the ranks. The boss is big on merit-based promotion. That means beating monsters, among other things. So anyway, me and my mates are having a little competition to see who can collect the most dead men's teeth from the skeletons. I aim to win, especially as there ain't nothing in the rules says you can't get someone else to do the skeleton slaying for me. Okay. Looks like this has more than one rank. Maybe it's all skeleton teeth. If so, I've got a lot. I got a replica Psycom Epaulet. Miracle Vintage. They want pot shards. I do not have enough. Heightened security. So the orders come down from the gang bigwigs that we've got to tighten up security around here. Turns out them priests from Luxerian are trying to muscle in on our turf. We got to post more lookouts and stock up on whoppets and do it fast. But where am I going to get the supplies? I mean, for starters, I need an organic carapace. That ain't easy. You know how big those garangachas are? I do. I fought a bunch. But I will give you one. It'd be nice if my reward for this was Metagard, but it will instead be some gil, some more stuff, and some stats. That wasn't the worst reward we've seen. A new application, Lizard Tails, Lucky Charm, Lizard Tails, Pride and Greed, Yellowed Skulls.
You did a fantastical job, Lightning!
Fancy meeting you again. Looks like this will be a lucky day for both of us.
Yeah, don't need anything from you at the moment.
Thank you.
So we're not going to encounter more skeletons unless I go out of my way to find them. So it would behoove me to... Toughest enemy I'm going to face... Well, the most common enemy I'm going to face around here are the Sahagins. Who are weak against wind, which is what I've already got equipped. So that's good. You guys are weak against wind, too. Cactars are weak against fire. But I'm not going to go to the trouble of specking for them because they're so rare. And they're not super dangerous. Skeletons, it's not that they take damage, particularly from... These guys don't care. Alright. So we're going to call it a video. When we come back, now I've shown you my off-screening. I advanced the quest of Lady and her potion. I think we're ready to get moving again on the main desert storyline. Thanks for watching, guys.